This is Sonica.
2 decades of music, 20 years of a journey through sound.
Ibiza Sonica Radio.
Ibiza Sonica FM. 1212, dedicate from Massive Texas. So,
hey, this is Josh Wink.
Hi, this is Orangania, and you're listening to Ibiza Sonica. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Luciano.
What's up? This is Love.
Hi, this is Richie Hart. Hey, that's Josh.
Any advice for the new kids on the block who are trying to make a name for themselves? Learn how to spin. Learn how to spin. Turn the damn auto mix function off of your laptops if you have to use a laptop. But then understand this. Watch some Kung Fu movies. Go watch some Kung Fu movies. I'm going to say why Kung Fu movies. There's always some lonely traveler going from town to town, challenging people to battles. That's what this was at one point. DJing was a competitive thing and a physical thing. If you can't carry 2 crates worth of records, if your arms aren't that strong to do, you have no business calling yourself a selector. Now, if you got a couple of iPods at a party, does not make you a DJ. Just because you bought a MacBook does not make you a DJ. You have to, basically, if you have no love for getting your knuckles dusted, then what you are is a guy, an enthusiast. You're not a DJ.
Utmost pleasure to be here and play for Sonica. 20 years of radio. That is a lot of hours. That is a lot of work. Look where we are. It's gorgeous. So I started with a track. They're obviously all from the year 2012. That was the year that I was given to kind of cover in the history of Sonica. So this was the guy is called Gene Suing. The track was called You're Not a DJ, and I think this is more actual. This is more like on the spot right now than it was even 14 years ago. So there you see where we go. Second track, fantastic. Who doesn't know it? I think. Well, maybe if you're less than 20 years, you might not know that track. But everybody over that. This is Master Solomon. Track's called He's Watching You on his very own label, DIY Nemic. One of my absolute favorites in 2012. I played it up and down. Fantastic, absolute fantastic. Could go on forever. funny every time I'm asked to play something like music from older days or older years, and I discover there is so much good music out there, and it doesn't matter if it's new or if it's old. It's just like it's fantastic music, and this is one of them. For making a lot of words, but this is a Sonica 20-year celebration, so we have to talk a little bit about, on top of this gorgeous music. Well, Solomon, yeah, I think it was in the first edition of Dub Magazine. I did Dub Magazine for 19 years on this island from 2001 to 2019. We covered basically all the good artists on the island, and Solomon was, I think it was in 2006 where I was the first one to put a top 10 of him and an interview about him and the fantastic label DIY-namic, and in 2012 he was back. On top of it, with this EP on his back, he was like, wow, he was on top. He wasn't as big as, obviously, as today, but I think, and I can only speak for myself, but people who know him, he has always been exactly the same. Fame or whatever you want to call it. The good people, it doesn't change, and he's one of them. Another track absolutely on the height of all this like gorgeous deep house wave that was rolling over 2012. This is I've always been a big fan of her. This is Maya Jane Cole's This is the Marvin Tice track called Next to You. And I think I love the label Brown Eyed Boys. She just vanished. She just disappeared. I don't know what she became after going really gorgeous deep house. She became very experimental and then just vanished. Anyway, Sonica 20 years. Oh, I get goosebumps.
I miss you right away.
Those who maybe don't know, I was not only playing in Sonica for about 5 years, I guess, 5 years, 6 years, non-stop, every single week. I worked for Sonica as well, and it was exactly this year. I think it was from the March 2011 to March 2012. I had the big pleasure to be part of this fantastic team here. We had the office just in San Rafael. I shared the office with Dub Magazine with my good colleagues from Clicks Media. And 2 doors to the left was the studio of Sonica. So it was kind of an obvious fusion. Sí, era bastante obvio. So there we started, yeah, and I was in charge of all the people coming live to the studio, all the recordings, all to how to select and distribute the music that goes to all the different folders when there is no DJ playing, because the radio is 24/7, 365. It is non-stop. That actually, I think, was the first year of the rise of this guy called Amirali. That was his first LP. In Time, I think. Track called My Way. The label, if I'm not wrong, Crosstown Rebels. I couldn't get him for the magazine, but yeah, I kept hunting, and I think 4 years afterwards we finally had him in the mag. Imagine back in those days we had the discussions. I wrote it in my, well, now let's start the other way. In the beginning of the mag, I always had a kind of editor's letter that I called blah blah blah, where I said what I thought. And in the first edition, I think it was June, I was talking about the rising prices and how the prices skyrocket on the island. And I made a comparison. I think it was €8 for a water, 10 for a beer, and 18 or 16 for a long drink. Less than €40 for those three together. Today you would pay that for one long drink. So imagine where we were then and where we are now. But anyway, so this problem is nothing new. We know that it's completely overpriced, but it's still one of the best islands in the world, isn't it? And yes, I play 2 tracks of the same man. That's how much I respect that guy. This is Once More Solomon. The track's even almost better than the other one. Something we all adore. It's like his relationship with Party that we all have. Just amazing, the track.
And it's like the hook goes, something we all adore. It's the one thing worth dying for. Nothing but pain, stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. Something we all adore.
The ease is just amazing. The ease, it's once more he's got this ability to play or to produce tracks that could just go on forever and ever. It's bliss.
That's what I hear.
So music-wise, 2012 was interesting because it was the first year of Enter at Space, Mr. Richie Houghton, who kind of separated from the whole Cocoon tribe. Cocoon was still super going strong. We had Johannes Goller, ex-manager of Cocoon for many, many, many years, the man in charge, the man behind all that. We had him in the magazine, did an interview with him. Just amazing, and how those two parties split up and each one became some great project for itself. Amazing. We had a few more bunch. One guy that I met, I will never forget that anecdote. Your voice. I can't make him stop talking, but I have to say a few things. Anyway, so I had another guy that I had the real pleasure to interview. I knew him for a long time, and I met him again at the studios of Sonica, Mr. Josh Wink. Now, Josh Wink is a guy, he looks like he made, he's kind of the Benjamin Button style or the Dorian Gray style. He still looks like a little boy. He got that spirit. He got this urge for music, and it's just fantastic. So one day, I was pretty nervous because he was coming to the studio, and I thought, oh God, Josh Wink, what do I need to prepare? Do I need to prepare the text or whatever he needs? And he comes, he says, oh, all easy, all easy, all easy. Wow, and Sonica at that point was at, I think we were number 3 or 4 Europe-wise in online listeners. We were at the top of the game, so we thought. So Josh says, yeah, well, nice, man. Number 3, 4 Europe. What's your listener numbers? And I said, well, it's like, I don't know, maybe 50,000, maybe 100,000 online. He said, that's quite something. And I thought, that guy is too humble to say it. So, and I said, so why you're asking? He said, well, look, I play I think it's a private, it's a subscription-based network of radios called Sirius. And he has an hour there, 1 hour a month, and I think he gets paid 0.0003, a bit more than Spotify, dollars per listener, and they got about 7 million listeners. So the guy walks out with about $20,000 each and every single hour. And I thought, okay, oops, yeah, there's a little gap to go still for Sonica, but anyway, we had a great time. The interview was fantastic, and yeah, he's just a great guy. Was, is, and will always be somebody we all adore.
One thing worth dying for. Nothing but pain, stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. Something we all adore. One thing we dying for. Nothing but pain, stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. That's what I hear.
Another absolute fantastic track. I played still today in sets. This for me is like, I don't know, for my perception, that is very sexy and very groovy and very deep. 2012, yeah, this is Jay Hayes. I Wait For You featuring the amazing voice of Laila Toff. I don't think it exists anymore. Context Terrier. Context Terrier. Some other people we interviewed for the magazine, well, no, let's start the other way around. What was really difficult is like work at Sonica and do that magazine, especially at the height of summer. But hey, you get to do two of those jobs at the same time. You get that opportunity, maybe not even twice in your life. So I had to do it, and it was pure pleasure. It was amazing, and it was a kind of synergy as well. Maybe I got Josh Wink from Sonica. I got him over to Dub to make an interview with him. I got Philip Jung from my very all-time favorite label, Get Physical, in Berlin. Absolutely, he's one part of Mandy. We had another interview with him. He also said, "Oh, the island is so expensive. What the hell's going on here?" We doubled those prices almost from there to now. Huh? That's another 14 years. Hoo. Let's listen to some music.
Toda mi gente sin trabajo, pero no me quedo abajo. Con el mundo en su maltrato. Ay, que la vida plena y pura se la pasa con tenura, deshaciendo la basura. Y me voy. Y me voy. Y me voy. Me voy, pero algún día yo regresaré para bailar la canción que escribí para ti. Y me voy, pero algún día yo regresaré para bailar la canción que escribí para ti.
Another really oldie but goodie. I think this is the remake. This is the King Brit Funke remix on super label Defected back in 2012. It was, for me, it was a killer. This is Josh One. Track called Contemplation. I think the original is from the 90s when we used to dance in Amnesia. And it's just, the remake was fantastic. It was a year of remakes. It was a year of remixes. And as I said before, if you think that only new music is good or whatever, that's bullshit. Like, diving back in my folders of 2012, I found so much good music. I got lost for like 2 nights just selecting music for this program. So once more, thanks Sonicos. Thanks for having me. The year went by. I think it was in the second edition. I had to a super very good old friend of mine, Stephen Russell, the Barefoot Doctor. We were good friends and we loved together. We had some shows together. We produced together. And he's one of those artists that, like, he was so good, so brilliant, but he never really knew how to market himself, how to like get in all this social media and blah blah and all this whatever. And he said, let me write an editorial for all those people who like think downloading a track or sharing a track or music or whatever is the most normal thing in the world. I said, well, yeah, man, go for it. So he sent me back an editorial that I already loved, already by the headline. It said, you cannot download a beer. And I thought, oh yeah, this is getting good. So yeah, he rant about, I think that, you know, it's today, how much do you pay for a track? For an MP3 track, you pay maybe €1.20 or something. Give that money to the artist, please. If not, there is no artist left. So he said, only because you cannot download a beer doesn't mean that you could, if you would do it. So with music or with video or whatever, why do you do it? Just because you can? Wrong answer. One more track from my all-time favorite label from Berlin. This is Get Physical. Artist is Delete.
Delete.
Track's got Slow Mo Girl, the Fur Coach Dark After Hour mix. And I think we are already 7 tracks in. Still my pleasure, my honor. This is Sonica 20 years. My name's Hofer66. In the mix. One more thing, I don't know if any of you really remembers that the Mayan prophecy said that in 2012 the world will end. The 21st of December 2012 will be the last day on Earth. And like most of those theories or conspiracies or call it whatever you want, people went completely nuts, went completely mad. Like in 2000 they said, this has to be over. 21st of December 2012, world ends. So Barefoot Doctor, the guy who wrote the editorial, You Cannot Download a Beer, he decided to do a party, an event called the Big in nothing less than the Wembley Stadium on the 12th of 2012. He said, if the world's going to end, let's do it with a bang, with a big bang, with a big So the basic idea was to take half of the whole stadium, Wembley, and place microphones from the ceiling and have, like, in between all the people, have people that know how to do a proper So the idea was, if all that together would create a special wave, a kind of a frequency that everybody could feel. The idea was absolutely fantastic and mind-blowing. My studio partner Ingmar and me, we never played or performed before live anywhere, so we had the chance to go to Wimbledon. I was shitting my pants. And we were rehearsing the day came closer and closer, and at the very last moment, one of the big sponsors, of the main sponsors, because of, I think, family reasons, just dropped out of it and said, we cannot do that. So we did a little big and the world didn't end on the 21st. How about that? Now it's 2026 and we're still here. Another absolute outstanding musical duo. I think in the beginning it was a trio. This is Who Made Who. Just got every minute alone. Remix came from another great duo, Tale of Us, still going strong. Label I think was another big figure, key figure on this island, Mr. Seth Troxler was involved also in this dub mix. Label is Life and Death. I don't know how far we are, but this is still Sonica 20 years. This is still Hofer66, and we got about 2 more tracks to go.
Every point of return, every thought and concern, every hour of doubt, try to figure it out. Every moment of past, every piece of my heart, every point of return, every running towards the top. Every minute alone, every moment of past, every piece of my heart, every point of return, every running towards the top. Should I call you up? Should I call you up? Every minute alone, every day spent at home, every running towards the top, every point of return, every thought and concern, every time I've tried to stop, every minute alone.
Gorgeous, simply gorgeous. Who Made Who, Every Minute Alone, Tale of Us and Seth Troxler remix, dub mix. 15 more minutes to go, I guess. So let's spend there is one question. It's not really about music, but it has to do with music, and it has to do with the story on this island. We were always big fans of Atlantis, always big fans of the Buddha, always big fans of like these secrets that nowadays influence us with a simple like geolocation, fuck it up because everybody goes there and everybody sees it. Well, back then it wasn't like that. And it was always already a little bit overrun. And on halfway down, there is a old Buddha painting. It's painted on a rock by I think it was a Japanese artist back in the 60s or 70s. It never faded away, and it was just like every time we went there, it was like you had to face the Buddha, and it was so gorgeous and so beautiful. And one day we walked down, we turned around, want to see this. It was bigger. It was like 2 by 1 meter, and we turn around, and there's a whole complete graffiti sprayed over it. And it just fitted somehow in this vibe, like, oh, the island's getting overrun, it's getting too expensive, people are not respecting it. It was just like, it was a little spark that could have ignited something bigger. But so we decided to take away the spray paint and restore the old Buddha, just quietly, without making a big fuss, because if not, it would have been invaded even more.
Should I call you up?
certainly not a track from 2012, obviously, but the remix was. I think it was one of my most played remixes or bootlegs that I would get my fingers on, and I played it up and down, and everybody asked, "Who the hell? What the hell?" And I say, "Well, yeah, well, one of those white labels, you know." This is David Sanchez and Sync, the Blah Blah All Stars bootleg, whatever that's supposed to mean. The label obviously is white. And it's the very little known band, Depeche Mode.
Pain, that's a karma, your body for a living. What you take won't kill you, but careful what you're giving. Can you feel a little love? Take won't kill you, but careful what you're giving. Can you feel a little love?
yeah, when you're really warmed up, it's the last track for today. It's so sad. When you just get into it, you have to stop. Last track for today, fantastic artist Agoria. Track called Singing. The dub mix, I think it was, the Dixon dub. Dixon dub on fantastic label Innovisions. And yes, we made an interview with Mr. Innovisions, who is Ralph Lawson. And I had the pleasure also to, I think that was the first time, I met and spoke to Dixon. Agoria was there as well. Fantastic interview. And they all said a little bit the same. They said like, this island has to be careful that it's not losing its spirit, that it's not losing its identity. The party has become too much the same. Back then, the days were good, I can tell you. Now, what is it? I don't want to go into critics. I don't want to go into, but like, it's not about dancing anymore. It's not about clubbing anymore. It's not about going out and connecting and like dance with strangers anymore. Now it's more like it's a kind of show off. And I don't know if that's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. I just leave it there. So it has been an utmost pleasure, my utmost pleasure, to be here for Sonica 20. I hope I'll be here for Sonica 40, Sonica 50, Sonica 100. And I wish all the best to this great team that still, there's so many people from the very first day. And yeah, you have to do 20 years of radio. That is a lot. 24/7, 365 by 20. Calculate yourself. A lot of music. And hey, radio is still one of the most powerful mediums out there. And it works without internet when you are somewhere and you turn your radio on. That's called FM. So yeah, my pleasure to have been here. And thanks for you for watching. Thanks to you for watching. Thanks to you for joining in, for listening. I don't know where you can see or re-watch all this, but I'm pretty sure you get told at the end of the show. So with the singing dub, I will slowly and steadily fade out from this pure bliss. 12 tracks, 12 labels. It's been a pleasure.